Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Kyle Thiem with the National Weather Service office in Peachtree City, Georgia. This is your weekly weather briefing for Thursday, December 5th, 2019. So some of the highlights that we're going to focus on this week, first and foremost, we're going to have some slightly above temperatures through the weekend, very similar to what we've had the last couple of days, should continue. We're also going to have a quick round of light rain showers possible Friday and Friday night. But the biggest weather system that we're going to focus on is a cold front that's expected next Tuesday. We should have some prefrontal showers out ahead of it, so we're expecting rain chances to really start picking up there on Sunday, lasting through Tuesday night. There on Tuesday, we're going to have some pretty breezy winds and some cooler temperatures start to move in afterwards. So taking a look at some of the current conditions out there, we do have mostly clear skies with some upper level clouds off to the west, which will be making their way over this to our parts later on throughout the day. Temperatures here are sitting around 60 as of about noon. And as far as our highs go, we're going to get up into about the mid 60s for most of the forecast area, all the way from Dalton down here to maybe some upper 60s down here near Americus and Dublin by the end of the day. So for today, we do have high pressure, which is dominating our weather for the southeast U.S. As far as today goes, giving us some slightly above seasonal temperatures. But as we go through on Friday, we do have a low pressure system that's starting to advance this way. Should be over the Arklatex region by Friday morning. We can see the rain chances do start to increase for Georgia, especially there towards Friday night going into Sunday. And as we get into Saturday, we do see some of those lighter rain showers again coming up from the Gulf on the eastern side of that low pressure region. But we are only looking at some lighter chances there on Saturday. As far as that first round, we're not expecting a whole lot of accumulations. If we do get accumulations, we're expecting them to be focused more in North Georgia, but pretty much expecting to be below 1/4 of an inch, at least for this first round there, Friday and Saturday for North Georgia, with only somewhere between a trace to 0.1 inches there for a good portion of the rest of the forecast region. Going into next week, once we get into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we have some slighter rain chances there on Sunday. Monday is when we start to really have a lot of the moisture come back into the region. We can see that warm front lifting north of Georgia there on Monday morning. But by Tuesday, that's going to be kind of the main event once we have that cold front start to sweep down from the Central Plains into North Georgia there Tuesday morning. There is a little bit of discrepancy between some model runs about the exact timing of this front. But so far we are expecting sometime on Tuesday for that to be moving through most of the forecast area. Then after the fact there on Wednesday, we have high pressure that starts dominating the eastern half of the country, where we should be expecting some temperatures to start falling to either seasonal or slightly below seasonal temperatures. All right, taking a closer look into the Georgia forecast region. Here is some graphs of the weekly temperatures that we're expecting at our 4 climate sites there in Atlanta, Athens, Columbus, and Macon. We can see, again, we are slightly above normal, especially with our lows, quite a bit above normal. Really starting to increase as we get into early next week, where that warm front starts to drift north of the region. Again, looking at by Monday, highs in the mid 60s, even lower 70s at some of our southern climate sites. And then you can see that cold front coming through on Tuesday. Our temperatures really start to plummet after that. Getting into some of the rainfall from that, this is a look at our 7-day rainfall total from today through Wednesday night. Although we are expecting the focus, the main brunt of this to come from Sunday into Tuesday night. Again, we're expecting our highest chances to be there in far northern Georgia. Somewhere up to 2 inches are going to be possible. And then there in the Atlanta metro and along the I-20 and I-85 corridors, we're literally looking at somewhere between a ½ inch to an inch on average. And then that line from Columbus, Macon to Augusta to the southeast of that, no more than a ½ inch is at least expected at this time. As far as our drought goes, we haven't really changed much from last week. We do still have the D1 and D2 drought there around the area from the Atlanta metro to the Athens region, still in place and hasn't really changed a whole lot. A little bit of improvement with the D0 abnormally dry areas, but given the rainfall totals we're expecting over the next 7 days, we're not really anticipating a whole lot of improvement to those regions. All right, looking at Tuesday morning through Tuesday evening, we're going to have some breezy conditions come through along and ahead of the front. We could have some wind gusts getting up to about 20 miles per hour, which is going to be our breeziest day of the week ahead. And then looking post-frontal, looking at Wednesday morning, these are our wind chills. And you can see we're getting around freezing along that I-85 corridor, below freezing to the north of there. It's going to be at least our coldest morning in the forecast period going forward so far. And then as the following morning there, Thursday morning, it should be slightly cooler than this, but in general expecting around sub-freezing temperatures from the Atlanta metro northward. All right, looking at our 6 to 10 day forecast, about normal conditions as far as temperatures go, but we are expecting another system to come through next weekend, which is really going to boost our precipitation chances going into, again, not this weekend, but next weekend. We do have a couple models that are hinting at a chance for some wintry weather with that system, but it's still a really long ways out, and so we're not anticipating anything, at least at this time. And with that in mind, we have been seeing a couple things out there on the internet looking at a possible winter storm for next week. However, there is a lot of inconsistency between these model runs. And just for example, this was last night's European model run showing that possible winter storm. But if you look at the exact same model at the exact same time that came in this morning, you see we are all clear, not even any precip for the forecast area. So we just want to keep people in mind that there's still a lot of uncertainty between the two models and also from one run to the next as far as some of these winter pictures go. So until we start seeing any kind of consistency between model runs, we're really not buying that we're going to be seeing a whole lot of winter weather, at least at this moment. But it's important to stay tuned going forward. We are getting into the winter season, so chances are going to be increasing with each system. However, until we start seeing that consistency, we really shouldn't be buying into any type of winter outbreak around the area. So again, looking at a summary of the week ahead, again, slightly above average temperatures through the weekend. We got some light rain showers possible Friday and Friday night with one system, but not expecting any major accumulations from that. Our biggest system is going to be next Tuesday, where we really have a stronger cold front that's going to be moving through the area. Some prefrontal showers will start to increase rain chances there on Sunday, and those chances are going to last through Tuesday night. There on Tuesday, along and ahead of the front, we're expecting some breezier conditions and some cooler temperatures to move in afterwards there on Wednesday and Thursday morning. But the rain accumulations are still going to be relatively light. We're expecting no more than 2 inches, really focused up for far north Georgia, and maybe up to an inch around the Atlanta metro and I-20, I-85 corridors. And then again, another note, just be cautious of any winter weather outlooks that are more than 7 days that you might find out on the internet. Really, to be honest, those models can have major discrepancies, not only run to run, but also in agreement with each other. And until we start seeing multiple models coming in for those types of solutions, it's hard to really buy into those, especially since those low resolution models tend to have a hard time resolving the atmosphere, and small changes can really make a big difference with those types of systems, especially down here in the South. All right, so that has been your weekly weather briefing. Thank you again, and have a good week.